Sekarang kita tumpukan minda, bukakan jiwa untuk mendengar ucapan perasmian daripada SI Partner Plus PPD Pedawan yang dihormati dan disegani Encik Loh Liat Ling. Dipersilakan.
Selamat tengah hari dan salam sejahtera. Terlebih dahulu saya ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada Cikgu Fedah selaku PK1, Cikgu Muhammad Noor, PK Hem Cikgu Nio selaku Ketua Editor lah untuk koleksi artikel kolokium jilid 3 untuk tahun 2020. Kemudian kepada Cikgu Lily, PK petang. Lepas itu PK Form 6, Cikgu Patricia, ada saya nampak sini. Kemudian PK pendidikan khas itu Cikgu Amil. Semua guru, selamat petang lah ya. Terlebih dahulu saya ingin ucapkan ribuan terima kasih lah atas jemputan untuk merasmikan kolokium kali yang ke-6 untuk SMK Batu Kawal bagi tahun 2020 ni. Ini kali pertama kita menggunakan Google Meet dalam perbentangan, sekali lagi dengan perasmian lah. Yang ini nombor baru lah, so kita kena biasakan diri lah dengan keadaan seperti ini. Dan saya harap semua dalam keadaan yang sihat dan sebagainya. Dan yang paling penting sekolah kita dalam keadaan yang baik lah ya. Saya harap lah. Dan Puan PBD mengucapkan tahniah kepada SMK Batu Kawal lah atas kejayaan menghasilkan koleksi artikel kolokium untuk jilid yang ketiga bagi tahun 2020. Dan kalau boleh kita akan hantar satu salinan kepada Puan PBD lah untuk dia baca lah. Okey. Okey, saya haraplah lepas saya tinggalkan SMK Batu Kawal dan dengan adanya bimbingan daripada Cikgu Nio dan yang lain yang sudah ada pengalaman, koleksi kolokium ni dapat diteruskan lah untuk masa-masa akan datang ya. Dan saya percayalah kolokium pendidikan dan kajian tindakan yang diadakan di SMK Batu Kawal ni ya menjadi satu platform kepada guru-guru lah ya untuk membincangkan kaedah pendekatan ataupun amalan yang terbaik untuk meningkatkan kualiti pengajaran dan pembelajaran ya, selaras dengan elemen program yang TS25 yang sekarang yang ingin menghasilkan guru berkualiti ya, ataupun sekolah berkualiti dululah, dan yang paling penting kemenjadian murid nantilah ya. Dan guru seharusnya berkompetensi tinggi lah ya dalam PDP ya, serta bersemangat untuk sentiasa meningkatkan dan memperbaiki ya kemahiran ataupun pengetahuan ya, supaya kita boleh menyampaikan apa yang terbaik kepada pelajar kita lah. Dan yang paling penting prestasi pelajar kita dapat ditingkatkan lah ya. Dan daripada guru-guru yang saya dapati lah, mungkin kita kena memberikan semangat kepada guru-guru yang lain lah. Kalau saya tengok kebanyakan guru yang menulis ini, yang dapat menghasilkan artikel ni adalah orang yang hampir serupa lah ya, setiap tahun ya. Contohnya yang sentiasa ada berikan artikel Cikgu G, Cikgu Clay, Cikgu Christina yang pernah menghasilkan Cikgu Ong San San, Cikgu Wong Siu Kiong, Cikgu Gan, Cikgu Ileng, Cikgu Ebert. Mungkin pada masa akan datang guru-guru yang lain kalau boleh lah cuba buat kajian tindakan, lepas tu buat penulisan dan kita dapat bukukan lah. Ini sebagai sebahagian daripada sumbangan profesional yang harus ada pada setiap guru lah. Dan saya percaya untuk masa-masa akan datang dengan bilangan guru yang semakin ada pengalaman ya. So saya percaya satu hari nanti, mungkin untuk next year ataupun masa akan datang, ramai guru akan menghasilkan kajian ataupun penulisan yang telah dapat menghasilkan. Saya harap dia teruskan penulisan, mungkin buat kajian yang lebih lanjutan lagi supaya boleh mempertingkatkan kita punya profesionalisme lah, ya. Dan di sini saya ingin ucapkan tahniah kepada Cikgu Neo selaku ketua editor. Lepas itu yang dapat menghasilkan artikel yang dapat dimuatkan, termasuk PK1 Cikgu Muhammad Noor, lepas tu Cikgu Lily PK Petang, Cikgu Felicia, Cikgu Ileng Chan, Cikgu Jin Yok Hyung, Cikgu Gan Willy, Cikgu Clay Wong, lepas tu Cikgu Wong Siu Kiong, Cikgu Christina Tan, Cikgu Ebert, Cikgu Ong San San dan Cikgu He lah. Dan mungkin untuk ketua bidang boleh galakkan ahli panitia yang lain buat kajian supaya boleh mencari yang lebih baik untuk didik pelajar kita. Dan yang ada parti sendiri hasilkan artikel yang berkualiti nantilah. Dan untuk buku ni koleksi artikel kolokium pendidikan jilid ketiga lah. Dan nanti semua guru akan dapat satu naskah dan sila bacalah, sila baca kandungannya yang telah dihasilkan oleh guru-guru kita. Dan mudah-mudahan kita dapat manfaat ataupun idea-idea baru ataupun pengetahuan baru daripada di sini. Ini satu tindakan yang secara yang profesional daripada pihak SMK Batu Kawah lah. So saya rasa itu saja daripada saya. Okey, sekian, terima kasih.
Majlis melafazkan sekalung penghargaan atas ucapan perasmian mantan pengetua kita itu tadi. Terima kasih Tuan. Okey. Sesi perasmian lengkaplah sudah. Sekarang tibalah masanya kita tumpukan perhatian kepada sesi pembentangan kita. Kita mulakan kolokium ke-6 kita ini dengan mempersilakan moderator berbakat kita Encik Albert Achelis Anak Nunung untuk menemani pembentang hebat kita iaitu Miss Lily Anak Dripin dengan kajian tindakan bertajuk Using Scaffolding to Improve Student Writing. Majlis mempersilakan.
Terima kasih pengerusi majlis Cikgu Frida Benedict. Selamat tengah hari dan salam sejahtera. Yang berusaha Encik Loh Liat Ling, tetamu khas kita pada hari ini. PK1 Encik Muhammad Noor, PKM dan juga ketua editor kita iaitu Encik Neo Hui Kiam, PKKK Encik Eric Pantin, PK tingkatan 6 Patricia Judin, PK petang Cik Lily Dripin dan PK pendidikan khas Encik Abdul Amir. Saya Albert Achelis Nunung Anak Jelwing sebagai moderator untuk pembentang pertama kita iaitu Cik Lily Dripin. Tajuk pembentangan beliau ialah Using Scaffolding to Improve Students' Writing. Izinkan saya untuk menggunakan bahasa Inggeris untuk rumusan tentang kajian beliau. The writing skills in English is difficult for most students in comparison to other language skills. Students who write genre-based texts have difficulty in expanding ideas, applying the correct thematic structure, and using correct lexio-grammatical features in their writing. For this reason, a strategy is needed to solve that problem. The purpose of the study is to investigate the impact of teachers' scaffolding with teaching writing on improving their writing ability. This study was conducted at SMK Batu Kawah on 12 students from Form 2C class. A pre-test and 2 cycles of applying scaffolding was conducted for assessing how much students achieved from what they had taught. It would be seen that students' score improved the strategy had helped them. With this, I would like to introduce Ms. Lily Anak Dripin, who has been teaching for the last 25 years, having master's degree in TESOL, majoring in TESOL, and become our senior assistant for the afternoon session. With great pleasure, I would like to welcome Ms. Lily for her presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The title of my action research is Using Scaffolding to Improve Students' Writing. One of the 5 curriculum principles is to prepare pupils for the real world with the intention of pupils to be able to function in the real world. That is the introduction. Thus, the curriculum content makes use of real-life issues which are meaningful and are hands-on in nature, so that pupils are able to apply knowledge and skills in real-world settings, which would lead to greater success in their future workplace. In the classroom, the teaching process gives students access to engage in classroom activities that relate to real life whilst sustaining an English language environment. One of the objectives of the English language syllabus is that pupils are able to use appropriate communication strategies in their everyday undertaking. For this action research, the focus is that students will be able to communicate meaning in informal letters that they write. For Form 2, it is at the level that they are able to write informal letters to their family, friends, and people who are in close contact or in their immediate social circle. The writing activity is a language component whereby a learner expresses his idea and thought to achieve a purpose. The writing skill is considered the most difficult to master compared with the other language skills. Richard 2005 stated that the difficulty in writing encountered by a second language is also encountered by a first language learner. It was observed that some of the pupils in Form 2C had writing skills that were below average. This was due to the fact that they were unsure of how to present their ideas in writing. In order to help the students in their writing difficulty, the scaffolding strategy was introduced and carried out during the writing activity sessions. Hence, the purpose of the study was to describe how the scaffolding strategy was implemented in teaching writing and to investigate the impact of the scaffolding strategy on students' writing ability. This action research hopes to answer 2 research questions. The first research question is, how was the scaffolding strategy implemented in teaching writing? The second research question was, how does the scaffolding strategy improve students' writing? The metaphor of scaffolding is derived from construction work, where it represents a temporary structure that is used to erect a building. In education, scaffolding refers to support that is designed to fit the student's needs. In an educational setting, as in a school, scaffolding is a process in which the teacher provides pupils with a temporary framework for learning. When the pupil has gained knowledge and developed skills on their own, the framework is dismantled as they no longer need it. In English teaching, scaffolding can be applied in any of the other 4 skills, namely listening, speaking, and reading, to reinforce the mastery of learning the respective skill. The method used in this research was classroom action research. The participants of the research were 12 pupils from Form 2C of SMK Batu Kawah, Kuching. there were 5 males and 7 females. The classroom action research was conducted in 2 cycles. Every cycle consists of 4 steps: planning, treatment, observation, and reflection. Planning was conducted by preparing the materials for the treatment in every cycle. Treatment was conducted by applying scaffolding strategy to improve the students' competence in writing, and they were asked to write genre-based texts, which were messages and informal letters. Observation was conducted by observing and scoring the students' texts. Reflection was conducted by evaluating all the actions done in every cycle and its results seen from the students' average score of their writing. The assessment of the students' work used the assessment tool produced by the British Council that were developed with explicit reference to the Common European Framework of Reference for Language, CEFR in short. The assessment scales consist of 4 subscales: content, communication achievement, organization, and language. The sources of data in this classroom action research were documents, which were students' written work, students' scores in the writing task, and a questionnaire. The data for the research were both quantitative and qualitative data. The quantitative data were taken from students' writing scores, whereby the results of the pre-test and post-test showed whether the writing skill of the students improved or not after they used the scaffolding strategy. The qualitative data were collected using a questionnaire. The students were required to answer a questionnaire on their experience of using the scaffolding strategy after they had completed the cycles. Now we come to the discussion of the research. From table 1, it can be said that the mean score of the first task was 14.58. In the second task, the mean score decreased by 1.18 points into 13.4. The decrease in the mean score was a result of the 4 students who misinterpreted the rubrics of the task. However, the student scores increased greatly by 3.6 points in the third task into 17. The increased mean scores of task 2 and task 3 from 13.4 and 17 was significant. This means that the teacher's intervention by giving scaffolding strategy to the students improved their competence in writing English texts. In the pre-text, the students were asked to write an informal letter without given any scaffolding as support. The result of the preliminary lesson can be seen in Table 2. Table 2 shows the students' competence is only satisfactory as the Form 2C class is the class with the good results of the Year 6 National Examination. Their competence can be seen from their scores as 50% of the students achieved grades D and E. The mistakes the students usually made were in developing the social function and in applying lexico-grammatical features of the text. Most of the students made mistakes in their use of the subject-verb agreement. In Cycle 1, the students were given scaffolding in the form of a letter format template, which was a letter organizer to help them with writing an informal letter. The result of using this strategy can be seen in Table 3. Table 3 shows that the students' competence in writing informal letters had improved slightly, with only one person scoring an A, 8.33%, and the number of students getting D or E had decreased by 1 student compared to the pre-test. There were more students getting E because they had misinterpreted the purpose of writing the letter, which was a social function. The types of mistakes that the students made in the pre-test were the same as the post-test but had decreased in number. In Table 4 shows the students' competence in writing informal letters. After the students were given explanation on the next writing task and a sample of an informal letter taken from their English textbook PALS 2, which they could use, the results can be seen in Table 4. Table 4 shows the students' competence in writing informal letters, which improved compared to what was seen in Cycle 1. 5 students achieved A, 4 students achieved B, 1 student achieved C, and 2 students achieved D. No one achieved E. The mistake of the students were only in using lexical grammatical features in their writing. It can be concluded that the teacher's intervention to rectify the student's mistake by using the scaffolding strategy is effective in improving the student's competence in writing informal letters. For the students, it is recommended to practice writing informal letters with the teacher's scaffold that can provide them with practice and skills necessary to write accurately, meaningfully, and appropriately. Students who previously struggled to write informal letters now have the motivation to write with confidence. For language teachers, the scaffolding strategy is an alternative in teaching writing to create variety in the presentation of lessons in class to capture and sustain the students' interest in writing. Like any other action research, this action research has some limitation. The first limitation is the nature of the sampling, which was convenient sampling. The participants were the students from the Form 2C English class. The second limitation could be the type and frequency of treatments provided to the participants. This can be addressed in future studies where sampling could be carried out on a bigger scale than the present 12 participants in order to see the bigger impact on the writing competence. The third limitation is the lexico-grammatical features of the students' writing that could be studied better in depth. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Lily, for your excellent, informative, and knowledgeable presentation. Writing had always been a challenging task for our ESL learners. So based on the action research conducted by Ms. Lily, it was found that scaffolding approach had improved her student score in writing tasks. I certainly believe that the finding of this action research could be used by ESL teachers in the teaching of writing. Congratulations to you, Ms. Lily, who had accomplished your action research and shared your empirical findings of your study, which would benefit all of us in improving our teaching approach, especially in the teaching of writing, as well as your learners to see class in their writing task. I also believe that this empirical finding would further enhance our knowledge and skills in ESL teaching and learning process.